But when you consider the size of the map and the scope of the epicness of the combat, this game is incomparable. Now the controls, you can customize them as much as you like, but movement is your normal WASD, QE. To fire you use the same, you lose left click to zoom, you lose right click, you can look down if you hit Z you can go into the prone, you can be in the crouch position or in the standing position, you can run or walk. There's an auto run feature. You can bring up the game map at any time and it'll show you all these green little bluish dots, these aqua dots are your friendlies, I mean. That little skull represents a friendly that was killed, the distance he is if you hover over it, and then these little red markings are not where your enemies are, it's where players have marked your enemy to be. So for example, not to ruin what's happening on the map, but if I were to click here, I could go add report, enemy infantry and hit OK, and then it would put a little mark there. Now that doesn't move as that infantryman moves, so it's not, the only people's names you can see on screen are friendlies. So the only way to see your enemy is with line of sight, and if you don't see them, you're never going to. So it makes it very realistic. No matter how close you get to an enemy, you'll never see their name. Even once they kill you, the only way you'll know their name is once you have died and get out of screen and back into the briefing room, then it'll show you the player's name who killed you. It's pretty interesting. It makes it to where it actually takes your skill into consideration. Unlike Call of Duty or Battlefield, where you simply have to lay in a prone position until you see a red name or what you conceive to be an enemy and just kill them. This game, the freedom. If you see we're attacking the city of Hoi, the person who placed the mobile spawn happened to place it back here, but he could have placed it anywhere within so many kilometers of this city. So it makes it really interesting that you can approach this town from any direction on the map. You could cross the river, come down the roads, through the forests. It makes it really unique in the fact that there's almost no shooter on earth like this game. The closest thing I would say that comes to this game, but not on the scale and not with the multiplayer, is Arma, or Operation Flashpoint. And I would compare these graphics to like some of the older Op Flash games, or to say an older Counter-Strike game. But when you really consider, again, the size of the map, the graphics are pretty extraordinary, and they're not bad once you turn them up. And over the years, they've added the ability to have ragdoll physics and, random inclement weather patterns, the night and day shifts, vehicle, increased vehicle enhancements and graphics. They've added millions upon millions of buildings and trees into the world. And you can see, based on this video, that things do render. The draw distance is incomparable. Units themselves you can see as far as the eye can see. Now you won't see every tree as far as the eye can see. To make the map run smoother, it only loads things when you're in a certain distance from them. But that distance is quite a ways, as you can see. Almost 2-3 kilometers out, you can still see trees way off on the hill past the horizon. So 3-4 kilometers away on that hill. So don't be discouraged by the fact that it seems like a low quality game, because